Hello there, WiseDragon here. So what's going on this week in the world of gaming? As far as releases go, we've had Destiny, Rise of Iron DLC if you like rehashes and waiting in queues, Dear Esther if you like walking around not doing much, and the remastered versions of Bioshock 1 and 2, or Buggy Shit 1 and 2 if you're playing on the PC version. But enough about that, let's just get on with the show, shall we? Because our first topic's a shitty one. And no, I'm not talking about the PS4 Pro and the Xbox Scorpio igniting the dick-measuring console war once again. If you thought the whole T-Martin Syndicate CSGO gambling fiasco had put anyone off trying to pull off the shit they tried to get away with, think again. Because now two people have made history by being the first ever individuals to be charged under UK gambling laws for promoting video game currency in the form of gambling on YouTube. Douglas, aka Nepenthes, and his off-screen partner Dylan Rigby have been charged with advertisement of unlawful gambling, as well as encouraging underage kids to gamble through the medium of currency that is FIFA coins. A legal scandal involving FIFA? Sounds kinda commonplace, doesn't it? The duo own a bunch of betting websites, including footgalaxy.com and ultimatecoinexchange.com, which have now been taken down. The former lets users bet on real-life football matches, while the latter lets users buy and sell FIFA coins online. It's believed Nepenthes never disclosed he was the part owner of the websites, even though he promoted the shit out of them before being prosecuted. Plus there was no age restriction on said websites, and both were partnered under a parent company based in Costa Rica, a country that's well known for having high levels of privacy when it comes to the details regarding offshore companies. It's all very dodgy is what I'm trying to say. It follows the whole unethical practice, breaking the terms of service line of inquiry, and since the UK Gambling Commission have stepped their game up in recent months, they've caught wind of what's been going on and stepped in like a licensed referee at a rigged boxing match. But we can't just blame these two dickheads for giving kids an avenue to throw away money they don't have. I know for a fact there's plenty of adults out there who are just as gullibly impressionable. There's a reason why there's at least one bookie on every fucking street where I come from. If you want to blame anyone, it's the people who are stupid enough to fall for this sort of thing. If I were a devious, repugnant charlatan, I'd dupe all those idiots too. It's unclear whether this will be the start of the raffling off in-game currency for real money inquisition on our end of the pond, but I've got no complaints if a bunch of FIFA and CSGO figureheads get burned at the stake. I'd probably be in the front row with dead wood and a box of matches.
My very last pack, if everyone hits the like button, I will get a massive player.
If EA can feel that you're in a good mood and you're bouncing around and you've got belief that you will pull good players, you will pull good players, trust me. If EA can feel that you're in a good mood... Oh, fist me in the bumhole!
I don't know about you, but I want to see a Legend of Zelda animated movie. A good one to be exact. If I had to pick someone to do the art design and the animation, I'd put Studio Ghibli at the forefront. I've dwelled on the prospect for a while, and like-minded YouTube artist Matt Vince has decided to take things into his own hands and go one step further. He's posted a short video that takes The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time and combines it with the art style of Hayao Miyazaki, the creative mind behind the likes of My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away. He's also done a few fan posters of what the film would look like if it were to ever see the light of day. The video and the music that accompanies it are amazing, and I'll leave a link to it below. See what I did there, link? Ha ha ha. After the supposed cancellation of a supposed Netflix series, I sincerely hope this collaboration comes to fruition in the future. I mean, it can't be as bad as what we've had already.
Oh boy, I'm so hungry, I could...
Enough.
Is Hi-Rez Studios' newest game, Paladins Champion of the Realm, a blatant rip-off of Overwatch? If you've seen the trailer or any kind of gameplay footage, you'd be hard-pressed not to think otherwise. I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. Hi-Rez's CEO, Todd Harris, posted a long-winded rebuttal on Reddit claiming that Paladins was in development around the same time as Overwatch, may have borrowed some ideas when it comes to the game mechanics, and states the production for Paladins started around 2005 when it was formerly known as Global Agenda, which in all honesty looks like a really old version of Overwatch. Coincidentally, Overwatch did the same thing when it was originally a project called Titan back in 2007. That's all well and good, I guess, and Harris does make the point clear that Overwatch borrows mechanics from other games, but if you're going to blatantly borrow certain assets from your competition and then market that product as if it were the same as said competition, you shouldn't get pissy when people start pointing out that's what's happened during the creative process. So is Paladins copying Overwatch? Did Overwatch copy Global Agenda, or are they both just hybrids of Team Fortress 2? Yes to all the above. It's undeniable, but is it such a big deal as it's being made out to be? Elements of game design are being copied and repurposed all the time. If something works well in a game, no doubt you'll see it being utilised in other similar titles. There's other games like Paragon, which I've compared to Overwatch in the past, and Battleborn, who appear to be the real victims in all of this. There's gonna be fans of Paladins regardless, because it's free to play and doesn't follow Overwatch's structure completely, just quite a bit. And with Overwatch's rampant success, a game like Paladins shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone. If you want to see a real Overwatch ripoff, check out Legend of Titan. In fact, I'll give you a taste of it right now just to put this all into perspective.
Nope. 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 Nope.
That was so terrible, I think you gave me cancer!
I don't play Runescape, I'd rather watch Storage Hunters. Wait, RuneScape's adding blind auctions to the game as of November? Well, fuck me sideways. Players will be able to buy banned players' inventory soon with a patch update dubbed Bank Bidders. The catch is, players can only place bids on a box of unknown items acquired by a banned player. Meaning it could be a worthwhile investment, or a few pieces of wood or whatever the hell's worthless in RuneScape. The details are still unclear according to lead designer Dave Osborne, but what can be ascertained is that it's going to be one hell of a money sink. Sure, it's not a scam for real money, see previous tidbit, and I get that informed decision making's way more boring than the unknown, pre-ordering. But to claim this idea as an example of virtual justice is kind of laughable, seeing as it's probably going to be exploited in more ways than one eventually. I'd actually be surprised if real money wasn't involved at some point. A better idea would be a general auction of illicitly gained items, or incorporate all the items that may have been dropped from circulation. Actually, a better idea would be to stop talking about fucking RuneScape because it's lame. I need to have a word with my co-editor.
What, are you looking for a raise? Get out.
And finally, just when you thought Harambe's legacy had finally reached its zenith, Otaku Gang decided to immortalize our beloved gorilla meme by creating a game in his honor called Harambe vs Capcom. This is newsworthy apparently, I should really fire my co-editor. The story involves... here's the story. The story involves a shadowy agency wanting to murder Harambe because he has psychic powers. Harambe then befriends Ryu, who takes him to an airport so he can fly home to Africa. Harambe then uses his psychic powers to convince the world he's dead so he can live in peace. It's kinda like Mighty Joe Young, only with more Hadoukens and less feelings. The game's reminiscent of the popular fighting mashup Mugen, with 21 playable characters, mostly from the Street Fighter series, and include the likes of Evil Ken and Urien, as well as Harambe of course. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to play the game for yourself. I guess this only proves that if you die in a zoo and become immortalized on Twitter, you too could end up in a Street Fighter game. That's all from us this week. Do you gamble for interactive things, or do you abhor the idea? And what game do you want to see Harambe's immortal being in next? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, for more rants, news, chats and reviews, subscribe to WiseDragon. You be wise to do so.
You were so big and strong, and ever since you're gone